Oregon. This is NBC 16 News at 5:30.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Mazer. Juneteenth is a day that nationally commemorates the end of slavery in the United States. Here in Eugene, local organization Black Unity is remembering the day at Skinner View Park. NBC 16's Perry Eliadurani joins us live. Perry, how's the event coming along?
That's right, Jacqueline. Things are coming along, and there's actually quite a big crowd here, and I'll step aside and show you that. We've got speakers right now, a member from 4J talking about their recent decision to get rid of SRO officers in the schools. Now, that's going to be after January, but you can see other things here. Lots of people gathered for Black-owned businesses that have stands, art from the Black community being sold here. So a really big event celebrating all of those things. But the group Black Unity that you mentioned is organizing this event, Jacqueline, actually released their list of demands today as well. And just going into them, they call for defunding the police, and specifically they're asking for a removal of for-profit policing is what they call it, but effectively incentives for police to charge people with criminal offenses and instead take that money and redistribute it into mental health care facilities or other forms of first responding personnel that don't involve police officers. So they're looking at that. They also want all Oregon police officers to reapply for their positions, and under new transparency laws that would prevent Oregon police departments from expunging records and make their records publicly accessible. So a big list of demands. We'll see how these play out over the next few weeks, but today a lot of people just here celebrating the emancipation of slavery here in Oregon.
Now, Perry, will we hear from any speakers tonight?
Now, the speaker list is extensive. We're hearing from 4J, a 4J speaker right now who's speaking independently. We have Black speakers speaking. We have someone who identified as trans also speaking. So a wide array of folks talking to the crowd tonight, and hundreds are gathered. So a really good time to exchange perspectives, Jacqueline.
All right, wonderful. Thank you for that report, Perry. Appreciate it. Now, Juneteenth, often called Freedom Day, is recognized nationwide as the end of slavery in 1865, as Perry just mentioned. The Eugene Springfield chapter of the NAACP says they celebrate Juneteenth as an opportunity to acknowledge African-American people. But Eric Richardson, the executive director of the NAACP, says it's a small step. In this time of nationwide demonstrations following the death of George Floyd, Richardson says there needs to be a wider understanding of Black Lives Matter.
When we talk about police brutality and we talk about violence and we talk about Black bodies dying, this isn't only a United States of America problem. This is a problem that Black people throughout the diaspora and throughout the continent itself experience.
While he celebrates Juneteenth, Richardson is asking for increased analysis and appreciation of the Black experience as it relates to African American people and their contribution to the United States. Well, some good news for Multnomah County tonight as the county is finally in phase 1. Congratulations. That means restaurants, places like salons and gyms will be able to reopen. Many businesses closed for months were finally allowed to reopen. Meanwhile, Marion, Polk, and Hood River counties entered phase 2 today. And starting Wednesday, people living in Multnomah, Clackamas, Washington, Marion, Polk, and Hood River counties will be required to wear face coverings in stores and indoor public spaces. It's already required in Lincoln County. This includes grocery stores, retail, gyms, public transit, and ride shares. The governor's office clarifies this does not apply to children under 12 or people with a medical condition who for health reasons cannot wear a face mask. If you choose not to wear one, businesses and restaurants have the right to turn you away. Taking a look at coronavirus numbers statewide now, the Oregon Health Authority reports 206 new confirmed and presumptive cases. That's more than 6,500 cases across the state. Only one death was reported, 188 deaths total for Oregon now. You can find the total number of cases reported since the start of the pandemic on your screen. Lane County has a total of 94 cases. Health officials reported 3 new cases from the Eugene Springfield area. Some good news, though, there are only 10 active cases in our area. Let's take a first look at weather. Alan Matthews joins us now. So, Alan, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood today.
It definitely is. Our warming trend really coming to an end today, but it's going to be short-lived because temperatures warm right back up again as we start out next week. We're seeing highs right now in the 80s, 86 degrees right now in Eugene, mostly cloudy skies rather. North-northeast wind at about 7 miles per hour and our humidity at 35%. We did see a fair sky this morning. Cloud cover moving into the area for the afternoon as we're looking at those mostly cloudy skies. Cloud cover should stay with us tonight and tomorrow as we are looking at the possibility of some rain for your Saturday. First day of summer tomorrow, the summer solstice taking a ride through space. And what does that exactly mean? Well, the Earth, the northern hemisphere, the maximum tilt toward the sun, highest sun position in the sky, and that means it's the most amount of daylight that we're going to see. How much? 15 hours, 29 minutes, and 35 seconds of daylight tomorrow. We start to reverse the trend on Sunday, although we only lose 1 second of daylight on Sunday. But then, of course, like I said, the trend will continue. We'll give you the complete look at the forecast and what to expect for your weekend. That's on the way.
Oh, cool. I've never been to space, Alan. Thank you. Well, one of Eugene's most long-awaited projects finally breaks ground. Crews are getting set to install infrastructure and streets for the multi-million-dollar downtown riverfront project. As NBC 16's Tom Adams reports, much of what's being built you will not see.
It's a sight that Eugene Public Works managers have been waiting to see for a long time. The earth is finally moving at the downtown riverfront project.
It's a great milestone for us to be able to reach this point and to see all of this, the dirt starting to get moved.
Crews are busy setting the foundation for the site's transformation into a multi-use commercial and housing development. The contract for Phase 1 is $6 million.
So the things that we can see above ground, things like roads, sidewalks, trees, and then a lot of the things that we don't see but are absolutely critical and crucial for development.
And that would be water lines, sewers, storm drains, and fiber optics. The first phase won't be finished until the end of this year. Now, the star of the show, the housing and commercial development, is still to come.
As of right now, we expect that to happen in the fall of 2021. And then from there, we'll see a new building roughly every year after that.
Portland developer Williams & Dame are directing that portion of the investment. Reporting in Eugene, Tom Adams.
Wow, that's exciting stuff there, Tom. Thank you. Well, this week, the Board of Lane Transit District voted unanimously to adopt a climate action plan to reduce LTD's carbon footprint. The goal for the district is to reduce their use of greenhouse gas emissions by 75% within the next 10 years and eliminate emissions completely within the next 15 years. The goal is separated into 3 phases. The short-term goal would mean replacing 25 fossil fuel buses with 25 electric buses by the year 2023.
Our partner jurisdictions have said that this is important to them. We know our community has spoken out that this is an important issue for them as well. We know that the most vulnerable members of our community are going to be the ones hardest hit by climate change. And we have a moral responsibility to take action on climate change.
Although we're seeing an economic downturn and the district is looking at a $17 million budget reduction, LTD says the money needed for improvements will be mostly government funded and provided through grants. In past years, the district has been able to receive millions of dollars towards fuel-efficient transportation throughout Lane County. Well, the 4th of July holiday is coming up, but many events around the county have been canceled due to COVID-19. Traveling County says there is still so much to do out there, though, while keeping to social distancing guidelines this summer. NBC 16's Angelina Dixon reports.
If you're working this summer, you're probably wondering when you're going to get away, but then there's COVID-19.
But that doesn't mean that summer's canceled. Traveling County has listed so many places where you could soak up the sun and live your best life throughout the summer season. Many of these places are a reminder of what Phase 1 and 2 have brought back so far.
The pools are open now with Phase 2, so kids can enjoy the pool and things like that. But there's so many other things to do here in the county that we really encourage people to get out and just enjoy Lane County.
You hear about many 4th of July outings at home, and you'll be able to hear the fireworks still, but the big county events may not be around due to COVID-19. The same goes for the many summertime festivals throughout the county.
Well, mostly it's been the cancellation of all of our arts, baseball season, the things that people would normally be going to, the Ends games, the fairs, the festivals, those things are canceled. But some of the great attractions are still open. So you can still go over to Sea Lion Caves on the coast, maybe go out to Sandland Adventures or Sand Dunes Frontier and take a dune buggy ride.
And Vibora says social distancing doesn't get any better than being out in the open in the great outdoors.
The good thing about parks is over time, during Phase 1 and now into Phase 2, the state parks have been reopening. Some of the national parks are open, so there are great opportunities there. All the county parks are now open. So there's lots of great things in terms of either hiking to a waterfall, maybe going on water sports.
And if you're the outdoorsman like Vibora, there's the golf and kayaking trips to be had. In Eugene, I'm Angelina Dixon reporting.
All right, thanks, Angelina. Sounds like a perfect chance to get outside this weekend. Well, we do have a traffic alert for drivers, though. The ramp from Good Pasture Road to northbound Delta Highway will close starting tonight at 7 and will reopen Monday after 6 a.m. Crews are paving the new on-ramp to Delta Highway. Now, coming up on your only local news at 5:30, a new school is coming to the South Coast. What new learning opportunities students can take advantage of. And when we are not broadcasting on television, we continue to bring the latest developments on our website, NBC16.com, and on our Facebook page at KMTR News. You can also download our KMTR News app on your phone for free.